Okay, we are live. What is up, guys? What's up? What's up? We're gonna have Crypto Bull Zone on in about 10 minutes. I'm gonna start with my analysis, and then we're gonna, get into that. Excited to have Crypto Bull Zone on. He's been a analyst in the Aldo Empire Discord for a couple of months now. Had some really good calls in there. Him and Litecoin have had some really good calls. KMAC as well. Be having on hopefully KMAC and Litecoin on maybe next week or the week after. So I'm excited for that. Housing shortages. Maybe we'll get into news later. Um, hmm. Let's get into the start of this analysis a little bit. So a lot of the same from what I said. Nothing's really changed from the video I made earlier today and uploaded. Look, I mean, the weekly still looks like it wants to play more bearish. I mean, you do have the VWAP coming up here a little bit, which is a bull sign, but with the gap to RSIs here, I don't know if I necessarily like that too much. The 2 week red dot, right there, definitely looks like it wants to, not that bad, but something of this nature, down to 20K. Very likely if history repeats, very likely from 2019 and also, 2015 right there. I mean, if you wanted to be, I think the real sweet spot to get nulls is kind of wait until, if it's like this, we'll just wait till September. Wake me up when September starts, or maybe it could be wake me up when September ends. That could be that possibility. Um, what I want to show you guys on some of the shorter time frames here is hourly looks like it may, some curvature starting, looks like it might want to come down. 45-minute is where it gets more bearish, I would say, overall. Money flow coming out. But you could be forming potentially a bull div pretty soon, something to keep an eye on. My guess is you're going to, potentially break down here. What could save you, though, is the three-day trigger wave, maybe. That could be one of the possibilities to save it. What's up with Cool? What's up, Accurate Components? What's up, Plan E? Appreciate you guys. Smash the like button. Always appreciate you guys. Let's look at some really low time frames here. So, we're hitting this spiral line pocket, which is pretty big. Could be almost forming some type of like reverse head and shoulders, potentially, maybe a bull div coming. If you break upward, you're probably going to come back up to like 29.5, something of that nature, area. So that's what I'm potentially looking at right there. And now if we move on to ETH here, a lot of the same. A lot of the same as Bitcoin. I mean, that trigger wave on the 3-day could kind of save the day here. But when you look at the weekly, it looks like we want to play bearish eventually here. It does take time, 45 minutes to potentially come down. I'm thinking we could get down to, especially if we lose this level that we're jumping off of right now, 1844. If we lose that, then you probably, I think, could go down to 1825 potentially. You did have a blood diamond confirmed on the 3-day. And trigger wave on the 6-minute, although it's just the 6-minute. Trying to think here. I mean, it is what it is. You may get the hourly bull div, which would bring up a little bit, maybe a little bit more boring situation for some time. And a big jump up, down, some ping pong there. That could be what we're looking at, for a little bit. What I've been talking about too, obviously Bitcoin dominance, green Heikin-Ashi candle confirms in 3 days. I think that's generally bullish for Bitcoin dominance. If the market does see some type of decline in the next few months, as it has in pre-accumulation years, also as traditional markets have in pre-election years typically, would see some type of kind of fall off. As well as big caps like Apple looking bearish. Yeah, it's not too often fierce rejection. Somewhat of a decent rejection off of 200. And yeah, bear div right there. So that's what I'm potentially looking at. Coinbase, it looks like you want to come back to this potential area. Coinbase could kind of obviously follows Bitcoin. Something into September, October, maybe back down at 60, something like that. I'm kind of seeing for a good buy-in, potentially. Curious about micro strategy. Probably, yeah, this is held up. It got up to there in July, and then yeah, this is kind of, you know, gone away from Bitcoin a little bit. Um, I don't know if it'll make a lower low. I think you're in that Wyckoff kind of thing still, potentially, where you could come back down to 160 something. But overall, in the long, you know, I think the real fear with this was in a lot of 2022, and you know, now we're kind of coming out of that, and as we get into the pre-halvening year, you know, it's kind of Sailor may look like a smart guy. Sailor may start to look smarter. You have a trend reversal there, maybe that's a trend reversal to come up higher. So, in the grand scheme of things, you know, micro strategy does not look too bad. Short term, like Bitcoin, though, I think it'll follow it. You know, you could come back down to, you know, potentially these levels, you know, 25% down or so, like Bitcoin. You know, maybe high twos or something, maybe even lower. We'll definitely have to see. So yeah, and obviously, we're waiting for the decision on the ETF. We don't know what's going to happen with that. My guess is maybe rejection, bring us down a little bit, but I really have no idea, to be honest. So that's that. And what we want to Tesla, I've been keeping my eye on a little bit. I would be in the more, especially on that 2 week, man. That 2 week does not look. You know, it looks like you're not getting up to the previous all-time high. It looks like you're just gonna, you know, come down a bit here. But like everything else, I mean, potentially a good buying opportunity early next year, towards the end of this year. You know, like Bitcoin. That's what I'm potentially looking at. ETH, Bitcoin. I think these blood diamonds will play out relatively soon. I mean, Bitcoin going back to 22K. You know, ETH could go down to 1,200, 1,300 or something. It could bleed. It could bleed against Bitcoin for a few months here. And then once we kind of get down more, that's kind of the real buy opportunity for Ethereum, I think. Gold has bled a little bit. This is gold versus S&P 500. Looks really good. You know, looks really good here. I mean, I guess the good thing about this is like where you had the crossover here, some of the move already happened. You had a tiny bit of the move happen here. Maybe this is the correction. Then as we really start to blast off against the S&P 500 for the first time in quite a while, for the first time in, yeah, many years. I mean, the 2018 correction, gold did very well against the S&P 500. Look at that 20, that's 70% jump. So this could jump a lot. That 2018 correction could be similar to that. And that's going to be good if that does happen, especially if you're a precious metal holder like I am. Silver down to 22. Could be, you know, hitting some historical support, hitting a pretty good area. So, yeah. Blood diamond on the weekly, though. Be careful with that. Be careful with the blood diamond on the weekly. We were gonna have crypto bull zone on. It looks like he's having a couple technical difficulties. So he'll come on. When he gets that sorted, hopefully we'll see him. Got the Zoom thing set up, so that's cool. And let me just fix this a little bit here. And I could also show you guys the this was the same one from yesterday. This was an Ethereum short that I took, still in it. I do have some other trades in. Wouldn't be fair to show you guys them because there's people, you know, paying in the Aldo Empire Discord for them. So yeah, that's that. And ultimately, that's what I'm looking at right there. So, I mean, we could, you know, we could guys chill with this, I guess, but it's kind of, you know, it is what it is. Profits locked in. Could try to add to that, you know, make it a little bit more of a tighter trade, but for now, just letting that chill for now. If we look at the real short term, I don't know. Looks like we could come down a bit more here on Bitcoin. CPI data was cooler than expected, so that brought markets up a little bit, but now it's kind of priced in, and it looks like we want to do what we've done. I mean, this general trajectory downward for, if you just look at, maybe draw this trend line or something, let's move that over a little bit here. Draw that trend line on Bitcoin. Actually, I want to go from the candle. Let's see. I mean, if it follows that, you could be September, about a month from now, hitting the 27 range, end of month. And then, I mean, this would be very elongated, but I'm trying to think how long, maybe November. I mean, if it's like last time, if it's like 2019, oh man, what's going on here? I can't even. If it's like 2019, yeah, December, you hit those low 20s. So it could be that apathetic kind of boring, really boring phase that we might be in. You know, it could be just that apathetic, boring, boring thing. What's up, Spin B? Spin B. So yeah, and ultimately, I'm trying to think what else has been kind of. Let's look at some of the memes. People are talking about getting rich off of Pepe. I beg to differ. Yeah, pattern though. That pattern. This could be a pump and dump for a while. I have a feeling it won't play out as good as it did over here with the money flow on the 20-hour, but your guess is as good as mine. This little 2-day trigger wave. People have been getting excited about Shiba too. A lot of the trading community. I don't think it's worth the risk to mess with these, but they're fun. I think it'll just do what it's done. Every pump we've seen, every sustained thing we've seen, we just roll over and make a new low or something. So that would be my main kind of guess for this. But yeah, I'm too doom and gloom sometimes. But we're getting there, guys. We're really getting to the place where I'm getting excited. We're getting there. We're really only probably a month away, if that, from the start of the good accumulation zone. For altcoins. See, everything kind of points to September here, and it's the same. I know it's what I've been saying for a while, but that's what everything kind of points to. Actually, I want to look at Cardano. Excuse me. Alt roads spin. Alt roads point to September. Alt roads point to September. If somebody wants to create like some AI generated like thumbnail or some logo or something, I should make some merch that says that. We should do some merch that says that. If anybody wants to create like some graphic, we could put on like a shirt and sell those. If you guys want to get some merch, All Roads, it's September, Evan Aldo. OXT, I don't even know OXT. Not liking that weekly on Cardano, not liking that weekly. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Yeah, it's, November, and now we're getting a big, I mean, who could have predicted a giant jump up out of nowhere, you know what I mean? Like, how could you? Actually, you could have. Actually, you never. That's funny. It's like, actually, you could have. My little trigger wave. That's pretty textbook right there, actually. I don't know. At this point, I couldn't. It's hard to really say, man. I mean, it looks like it's getting a little bit exhausted here. The lower time frames look bearish. I don't know. Could be bottomed out. Absolutely could be. But that daily gave you what you needed. It's like, who could have predicted this pump up? And it's like, this is very textbook. I mean, I don't know. I mean, look, if you took this trade right here, I would think now is the time to lock in profits. It's up 77%. I mean, every time we've seen a jump in this environment, you just roll over. I mean, it's eventually going to hit the bottom, but yeah. It'd be nice if we could see like something actually happen on a stream, this break through that. Maybe not. Maybe on this live stream. Maybe we'll kind of see it, but yeah. And by the way, guys, if you want to trade, if you're an experienced trader, check out FAIRDESK down below. They really, if you just do 10 grand worth of trading volume, you can mint the Soul Pass, their NFT, which could actually go up quite a bit in the next bull run. NFTs are down so much, so why not give it a try with my link down below. First link, FAIRDESK is also very good down below as well. And let's just look at some floor prices for NFTs quickly. Same thing for Mutant Apes. We're just dilly-dallying around right here. I mean, it could be the bottom. We could have bottomed out. We saw that capitulation, that 10K. I mean, I'm waiting for September, but yeah, it depends, man. We could have kind of bottomed out here. Maybe we'll go a bit lower. I would say on anything non-Bitcoin that kind of survives, anything that's going to survive, the worst case scenario I'm thinking is another 50% correction from where we are right now. So yeah, that's my main view of it. Doge pound, dog pound, Polygon, it's almost 70 cents. Aave, Algorand. Hey, let's look at Aave. We haven't looked at Aave in a minute. That's kind of a Wyckoff or something. That could have been phase C there. Aave could have some potential next bull run. I mean, this is obviously if we go from where we are right now to, yeah, don't mind if I do, 800%. Don't mind if I do. Doge pound. It don't come up. Doge is breaking out. Yeah, I don't know. May get a trigger in the weekly again. It looks like you're just gonna do what you've always done for now. Come down a bit more, but we'll see. I mean, we'll see. That's the fear on like XRP right here. If you were to repeat like this kind of trajectory from where we are right now with that money, I would do it from the top of here. That's back to 30 cents. I'm not saying you're going that low, but I mean, altcoins did come down in the second half of 2019. Without them even being considered as securities yet. So that's the precedent there. If that type of thing repeats. So yeah. Let's see. Render. We looked at that yesterday. What is the market cap on Render? 600 mil. Huh. eCash. I want to look at eCash. People have definitely asked me to look at this before. Yeah, that's just oof. Yeah, it looks like that's what? That looks a little weird. Yeah, no, this is better. eCash down 90. Usually the ones, the kind of common names don't work out too well. Gap to our size, trigger wave. I would guess you'd come down in the short term. ID? Oh man, I have no idea what that even is. That daily doesn't look too good. Trigger wave to the downside. 4 hour looks good. I don't know. Tough to say, man. Macro doesn't look good, but yeah, this is tough to say because you got the bullish div there. I mean, the daily doesn't look trigger wave. It's a little conflicting, man. Tough to say. I would guess it would just follow the general trajectory of the market and come down a bit, but we'll have to see. I mean, this has been like a very generally kind of boring market, I mean, could be forming that reverse head and shoulder thing. Gotta bring us up there. PI Network, what's up, Alan? Oh man, yeah, I remember they had some of those mining things. I remember seeing those over the years, Oh, this is a micro cap probably. It probably just came out. Yeah. Most of these pump up a bit, then they die out. I couldn't tell you. Hard to say. They're gonna dump on Bitcoin, yeah. There's a lot of them that have been invented like that over the years, where where you could do stuff with your phone. I mean, I'm not saying this one's definitely gonna go to zero or anything, but it's tough to say. I mean, there was this one too, the Monopoly. There's a Monopoly one. Or wait. A few years. Wow. Just mining on your phone. Interesting. Maybe I was looking at the wrong one. It was up 50x in a couple days. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's like a Litecoin. Litecoin could finally see its breakdown to those low at 70 something pretty soon, potentially. Yeah. We'll see here, but yeah. Trigger wave in the 10. To the downside. To the downside. Blood diamond in the 8. I mean, I have a nice Litecoin swing short in, which has been doing pretty well, so yeah. Maybe a little late to take it right now, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have Crypto Bull Zone on in a couple minutes. He's been having some technical difficulties. No problem, bro. You're fine. You're fine, man. It happens. It happens. 8-hour blood diamond. It kind of looks likely that you're gonna come down to $5 for this, but that could absolutely be the bottom. Like I've been saying, I don't think many of these are gonna go down, more than 40 or 50% from where they are. Hopefully it happens sooner rather than later, so we can kind of just be done with it all and rip the Band-Aid off. But yeah, it is what it is. Man. Yeah, DOT's interesting. I don't know. Because you're at such an important point. I mean, it could have bottomed out. That's a full-out bubble pop pattern. But you think about it this way. Like, we know there's a lot of stop losses, probably around, high 3s or low 4s. I mean, do we bring us down a little bit farther to get those all out? Maybe. Maybe not, though. Don't know. But I think regardless, I mean, I think it's a good, so a lot of these are pretty good buys come September. Come Bitcoin dominance at, mid 50s. I think that's interesting with this is, oh yeah, hold on a second here. Let me draw this guy. Yeah, that's kind of a little bit different, but yeah, that area is pretty good, that trend line on Sol. That's why I feel like we're going to see some type of drop from this, but it doesn't look awful. Back down to 13 or 10. We're kind of close to the bottom, I think. We're there. We're close to the bottom. I think a lot of these will bottom out against Bitcoin. The ones that survive will bottom out against Bitcoin by the end of the year. So within the next 4 months or so. That's what I'm potentially thinking. So, yeah. What's up, MBF? Appreciate you, man. MBF. Let's look at ETH dominance. This I feel like could come down a bit as Bitcoin dominance rises potentially, as it has been for a bit since December 21. I'm curious about ETH. Yeah, this is interesting. ETH plus BTCT. That's interesting. That peaked out in December of 2020, but really the time to get into alts was back here. So if we could come up, that looks kind of bearish though, but money flow looks okay there. That's interesting. I almost feel like we want to come up a little bit more. I feel like this is going to follow Bitcoin dominance for the most part. and then come up more, that area. Wrecked shorting Bitcoin. You might, it all depends. You might get wrecked shorting, longing Bitcoin. If it depends where your stop loss and your first take profit are. That's all kind of what it depends on. You know, it's all kind of what it's it depends on. You got to know where to set your stuff. You got to know where to put your stuff. You know, to place your things, to place your stop losses and all that. OTW. More so the bleeding of the altcoins. More so the bleeding of the yeah. Well, what's happening is people are selling their alts for Bitcoin a good amount, and that's probably going to continue for at least a few more months, at least another month, I would say, at least another month. But we're kind of getting close there. I mean, it's it's a very apathetic market. It's a very boring market. It's I mean, look, I mean, we for Ethereum, just look at this. I mean, we've been at the same price since April, essentially. I mean, you didn't get much, but really since, March. I mean, really, March. I mean, we've been in the same, that's how many months? 3 to 8. That's 5 months of essentially nothing. So, I mean, that means a pretty big move could happen relative. If we zoom out on this a little bit, let's like kind of draw, our triangle or something here on ETH. We could go like this, and we could go like, oh man, I don't know, like this maybe. And then we could do this, and then where would that bring you to? 1,300. I think if you come down to 1,300, that's a pretty good buy. I think that's a pretty good rate. That's a pretty good, that's a pretty good buy in my opinion. Any lower, still a good buy. That's what I think for ETH. To buy ETH over Bitcoin right now at 1,800, with how everything looks, I would say it's not a good idea. I would stick with Bitcoin for now. But I could be wrong. We never know. Trigger wave there. Pompiliano is bullish. I mean, that's permable. That's permable, right? Pompiliano's got to always be bullish. ETH needs to come down to 500. Oh boy, that's gonna be an absolute I don't know. That's gonna be weird if ETH comes down that low. Oh man, that's gonna be nuts. I mean, that's kind of breaking your 4-year cycle at that point. So yeah, but it's it is what it is. Is what it is. It could be that reverse head and shoulders here. I mean, 4-year cycle. It's always I mean, there's always differences with it, but I think it's held up pretty well. Glimmer or Moon River. What's that one? Bitcoin medium term. What is how long is medium? Like a month? Like a week? Like what's medium term? Is it? I thought this. Yeah. This doesn't look too promising, but maybe with the weekly. I mean, I don't know the fundamentals in this. I don't know. I think this could be a trap here, but I could be wrong. Let's see. ETH macro on 2-day, 3 to 5 day looks good. Yeah. Oh, I mean that'd be interesting, AZTV, if it does do that. Let's take a look at that. I think ETH. Somebody was saying the 3-day and all that. 3-day, yeah, trigger wave. That's the main thing we got going. Money flow not good though. 5-day VWAP. That's the main thing we got going. Other than that, nothing too good. 2-day green dot. Yeah, other than that, nothing too good. So we're operating off of VWAPs here. We're living off of VWAPs, and that's okay. I don't think that's bad, but I just think, in the grand scheme of things, it looks like you'll see that correction downward here. See something happen, but that's to be seen. It's to be seen. Oh yeah, Unity. Yeah. That's when Paul Barron was talking about. So, I mean, I think eventually you're going to break out and get up to here. Did have a good kind of jump up from, where was it, May into that jump up there. That weekly, not too bueno. That looks like you could come back down to these areas, but I think long term it may do well, but I think it'll generally follow what Bitcoin does. You may have a little bit of relief in the short term here. I think after this kind of red dot plays out and come down a bit more, then it's kind of it, and then you'll start a nice jump up, but yeah. There have been previous cycle where the price, same month of Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, it's different, man. But I mean, the general trajectory, like if you look at the 4-year cycle, like the general trajectory, like if you bought Bitcoin at the end of 2014, great time to buy. Not the bottom, but great time to buy. End of 2018, great time to buy. End of 2022, great time to buy. You know what I mean? Like clockwork. Kind of like clockwork. It's like a tether dominance. Two weeks starting to get a little, you get the trigger on the, tough to say here. I think you come up a little bit more. I wanted to do total 3 minus tether versus Bitcoin. So basically total 3 versus Bitcoin. Main thing of concern here is the blood diamond. First bottom 18, second bottom, yeah. First bottom 2023 there. Maybe second bottom over there. I think once this blood diamond plays out, that's altcoin galore. Altcoin time, 200 billion. So I'm looking at 2 week. Next potential green dot while money flows coming up. That's what we're looking for. Let's see. Roblox. I forget what that even is. Render. Oh man. Let's look at total 3 as a whole. Blood diamond, that confirms in 3 days, yeah. Let's look at render. I think you get down to 128 or something. Neutral to more bearish in the short term. I think you get down to there. 130, 120 something. H bar, yeah. H bar was down, I think, right? A little bit at least. Yeah, but it was jumping up with that kind of that monthly. Wait till that confirms, start DCAing in. That's what I would guess here. This one's my September buy, I think. Could be bottomed out. That's a good pattern right there. Let's see. MicroStrategy, Tesla. Dixie we got to look at. That trigger wave on that, I think the Dixie could show some more strength here. I wanted to look at what's the tickers looking like on Up slightly. Oh, what was the Supreme Court decision? Come on. Blocks for... Ooh. I don't know if that's good or bad for Big Pharma. But yeah, up slightly, showing definite weakness in traditional markets. We're gonna have CBZ on for a little bit. We'll talk to him. Probably have him on around 20 minutes or so. Then we'll probably cut the stream around, I don't know, 4:30 or something. Maybe go on a little later. But if we look at traditional markets here, Blood Diamond 2, I mean, weakness, definite weakness here, definite weakness. I think downward. Yeah, I think you didn't, you got excited. A lot of people thought you get to new all-time highs. I don't think we're going to get there. Could be wrong, but if history repeats here, we're going to start to see a decline. Excuse me. Same with the NASDAQ. Major traffic stop, and then coming down. 2-week red dot, yeah. Like we've been saying, like we've been looking at, 3 days to confirm. We're probably, I don't know what's gonna happen with this. Maybe a little bit of a lower low, but it only took like 2 years, yeah. Well, I mean, 2022 was generally pretty bearish for traditional markets. First half of this year was generally pretty bullish for traditional markets, just like Bitcoin. Second half of this year, maybe pretty bearish for traditional markets and crypto. Next year, we'll see. Maybe generally pretty bullish for both. Maybe pretty bullish for both, but we will absolutely have to see. We will absolutely have to see. I want to look at, what was it? What are some other? I'm curious about like Meta, because these aren't. I mean, man, a lot of green. That 2-week, once that starts to turn red here, and then maybe on the next red dot, that's where it probably is going to roll over and you see some type of correction. This, I mean, maybe something like this would make sense, stacked to 200, 188 or something. I mean, this had a big freaking drop down. Oh, I also wanted to look at that PayPal. $62. I mean, that's similar to what Meta did back there. You're hitting it's a full kind of bubble pop pattern. I do not like the blood time on the weekly, though, but who knows? Maybe you could get some relief here. It's a risky play, but you might be able to get a little something here. I mean, it's like, how much lower can it go? And the answer is quite a bit lower, but still, the answer would be $40, but still, I mean, buying at 60 is better than buying at 310. Hopefully we could break up for this and get up to 60% incline here. But yeah. Nah, we're rejecting from that point. So yeah. Let's do a little bit of like a macro analysis on the S&P 500 here. Crow, yeah. All right, we'll look at Crow quickly, then we'll. Crow could be. I think Crow is going to do very well potentially in the next. What are we looking at here? Next bull run. I do think with this, probably the next weekly bull div we need. Is PayPal coming out with stablecoin? I'm curious what that's all about. Yeah, so that's kind of like a CBDC, Ellen. That could kind of maybe be part of why it goes up a little bit, because the big money might like that, the big people in power. I don't know though, but I think that, usually like when something is down a ton and you get like news, usually that's bullish. When something is up a ton and you get news, usually that's bearish. Usually, not always, obviously. But that's kind of what happens a lot. I think it's a risky play, but I think PayPal does have a shot of rallying up at least a little bit. Crow, I don't know, man. Like anything could go to zero theoretically. Look, I mean, anything could go to zero. If this survives, I don't think it's going to go under 228. Under this. See these wicks? I don't think it's going to go under this if it survives. Do I think Crow will survive? Do I think Crypto.com will survive? Yes, I think there's a high likelihood it will survive. Do I think DCAing into this from September to maybe April is a good idea? Yes, I do think this is a good pick. Yes. If I was to buy an exchange token, it probably would be this one. I think this is probably the best bang for your buck for an exchange token right now. That's my opinion. Alan, you don't want those CBDCs? You don't want world domination? It is Donkey Punch. I would stay away from the stable coin, but I would maybe give PayPal a shot, or maybe it goes down farther, like our buddy Beyond Meat. Not a good showing there. They can't sell this crap. They really can't. It's a layer one, right? The Crow token. It's a layer one. It's a good question. Those are the questions I've been asking about exchange. I know it's a good. Yeah, you guys have every reason to be wary of exchange tokens. Oh man, Celsius capitulation. I mean, it's not good for you. Your fake meat is not. It's not good for you. It's got processed crap in it. Like you're probably. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that it's any worse than eating a regular burger from Wendy's or McDonald's or Burger King, with all those seed oils that are already probably processed. But eating a Beyond Burger versus eating a grass-fed piece of grass-fed piece of steak or grass-fed ground beef, it's way healthier to eat the grass-fed ground beef or grass-fed steak. Oh yeah, the Good Friday. You're not supposed to eat meat. Can you eat fish on Good? I'm trying to remember. Can you eat fish on Good Friday, or are you supposed to be vegan? How does that work? I forget what it is. What is up, Nightshade? What's up? What's up? CBDC's having some technical issues, so it's all good though. Oh, you just can't consume red meat? Oh, yeah, you could eat fish. Yeah, just have some lobster or something. I forget why that is, or does it say that in the Bible? Like, why is that? Why are you not supposed to? Because I mean, a fish, that's still an animal. I mean, it's still. And why is that different? Why is that different than? Why is it different to eat a cow than to eat a salmon or a lobster, or a herring or a cod, or a swordfish or a tuna? It's not very limited either. Like, it's not very difficult to just avoid red meat on a few Fridays a year. It's not too hard. Amazon's interesting. I mean, I was more in the camp that we could come up a little bit more and hit this area. Maybe not though. I think you're gonna kind of pull back with everything though. But yeah, what's the market cap on Amazon? 1.4 trillion. What is Apple's market cap? 2.8 trillion. What let's see. What do I think of Disney? Mixed earnings last night announced ESPN will have installment. Park revenue up. I mean that's pretty mixed, yeah. Yeah, I think Bitcoin could come down. Disney. Man. It's a good question here. Down 58. I mean, it goes up over time. I don't know. I don't like that monthly. I'd personally probably stay away from this, but You may have some upside potential when I look at middle time frames and such. So yeah. Sell limits at 200 didn't hit. Fish is free goods to consume the Bible, so it obviously always fine to eat that. Jesus Christ is crucified. Oh. Oh, okay. Sacrifice of his flesh. Interesting. Oh, okay. That still doesn't. Well, okay. So we're more. Okay. So the view is we're more like cows than like humans are more like cows than like fish. That's what it is. Um, I think. I think you're right, Donkey Punch. Let's see about low 120s. What is the dividend on Apple? Oh, it's only 0.5%. How's this guy doing? How are the insurance ones doing? They're resilient a lot of times. Helium, let's look at it. Didn't this like merge with something or another? I feel like to gamble, it could be a good gamble. It doesn't look bad with the money flow in those high time frames. It's a gamble though, but yeah, could be a good gamble. That's all I'm gonna say about it. What is, let's see. Let's say the Russell 2000. Haven't looked at this in a minute. Hitting that big area. It's true. Do a little bit of support and resistance. Probably gonna come back down to that area. It says sell on TradingView. It says sell. Let's see. Euro. It is a big point. I feel like this wants to come down, especially if the Dixie does well, but we'll see. Curious about the if this guy is still coming up. So starting a bit of a correction here with the Mexican peso, which you'd kind of expect a little bit. I mean, that's just gone straight up. But I don't know if that's done. I don't know if that's done. This could be done. But even then, it's showing a little bit more strength. Trigger wave, I don't know. Not sure. trying to think here. Still trying to get CBZ on. A little bit technical difficulties. Pepe, a lot of people have been talking about Pepe. Let's see, how far do I think? Oh man, I haven't looked at the chat in a minute. Well, yeah, Matic, not too bad. Hey, was O'Leary behind Luna? Jeez. Pepe, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Pepe is just a distraction. I think it already had its pump up. I think it's never going to hit a new all-time high. So that's what I'll say about it. Under Armour. That could be, yeah. Yeah, that monthly bull div potentially pretty soon. That could be. I want to look at Lululemon as well. Yeah, some decent curvature. What's up, David? Pepe, Needham, Froggy. Could be a little something here. I mean, if you lose this area, you're probably going down into the depths of the $3 billion market cap. I think it's a good shot. Yeah, Under Armour could be a good shot right here. Let's say a Lululemon. This has really held up well. I think once you come into a recession or whatever, this is kind of going to be done for a while. But for now, I mean, this looks like a lot of those tech stocks. I mean, that high there, and then he came back, but you know, don't know. A little like diamond pattern forming here. We could look at TLT. Twenty-year treasury, let's see. Interesting, double bottom there. That monthly, definitely, when you get that monthly bull div, that's probably going to be the place to look. Diamond is typically bearish, I believe. Diamond is typically bearish. I could be wrong though. Diamond don't come up to it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. You know, you could buy this now or wait a little bit. 3%. Yeah. I think we're almost there. I mean, obviously, when the Fed pivots is when this starts to do better. So, yeah. Hey, what's up, man? It's just when it starts to do better. So, yeah. Can you hear me okay? I can hear me. Your audio is a little.
Yeah, I had to do some. I had to log in with another. It's the wife's login, so it might say her name.
Yeah. I could hear you okay now. It sounds better now.
All right. Wow, that was. Yeah, man, I'm sorry about this. I tried, logging in with my username, and for some reason, it's actually the ex-wife. So I don't know why hers was working in my name. So
Oh, okay. That's all right. No, it happens.
sorry about that, guys. I was getting a little frustrated, but yeah, we could always have another one of these. And I didn't know my updates were scheduled for today this morning, and that was my fault because I'm the one that picked the date and time, and I've totally forgot we were doing this around this time.
Yeah, yeah, it happens. It happens. So, what have you been looking at lately on the
Well, you seen in the VIP Discord, I had some Uniswap recently, so I'm just the Bitcoin chart, the Ethereum charts have been kind of uh how do I say, they kind of been like mixed feelings, and so
right?
I'm trying to find a chart out there where it's a little more clear, a little more indicative of what I feel will happen. And of course, Bitcoin and Ethereum are the leaders of the pack. So when Bitcoin makes a move, it'll usually have the others will follow behind it. so
Right.
so a lot of times I'm just trying to find the best looking chart, and then like we have a good rounded VIP group. So you have Lanacor, who also couldn't make it today. He's kind of that micro cap
Yeah,
signal. So
yeah,
he's looking at those micro caps. I'm kind of looking at. I noticed you do a lot of Bitcoin and Ethereum, so I don't want to give too much of the same TA. So I kind of
yeah,
look, of the medium caps. So I'm looking at the Litecoins, the Ripples, the Uniswaps, and Dot, and coins like that. So um,
yeah. It's good. Yeah.
yeah, so it kind of gives the whole group a variety of coins to keep an eye on. So I know my lighting is probably even bad too, but
You're good. It's
uh,
not too bad. Do you have like anything on the charts that you're looking at, or anything? I could get up
yeah.
some.
So I basically, so I had this whole computer update at the wrong time, so it kind of took away everything. So I was trying to, maybe that's why it took long too. 'Cause I was trying to load up all these windows at the same time. My whole computer was loading back up. Um, so yeah, I mean we can start at Uniswap. So let me maximize my screen and share it.
Yeah, if you want to share it. Yeah.
That's
Uniswap's interesting because I feel like,
yeah,
the fundamentals are not bad. You have decentralized. I mean, that's
yeah,
not bad. I think it will do something. People will still use it in the next kind of bull run in the next few years, most
yeah.
likely. Um,
Yeah, I think it's
yeah.
it's gonna stay for sure. Go ahead, continue as my stuff starts loading up.
That's pretty much all I was gonna say. I was just gonna say, yeah, I think there's good utility. I think it's gonna do well in the next bull run.
Yeah.
Apparently, Nightshade is saying BitBoy tweeted cancel Uniswap. Oh, it could be because they delisted
I've
Hex.
been seeing some of those. Right when I started trading Uniswap, there's kind of a lot of Uniswap rumors, and I'm
Interesting.
not too familiar with what's going on though.
Yeah, so
If
they
you have,
delisted Hex, I believe, which that's kind of they delisted Hex, so that
yeah.
was
Oh, okay.
that's what happened
And
there.
then I know CF was heavy on Hex a while back, maybe a couple years ago.
Yeah, yeah, when it was actually doing something, but since then, not
Yeah.
too much. Um, and now it's kind of at zero. Like I don't think Hex is gonna come back, unfortunately.
Yeah. How's my screen sharing going? I'm
I'm
not
seeing your
sure.
Discord. That's what I'm seeing right now,
Oh,
actually.
really? Oh, my did.
You
Let
might
me
be
sh-
just sharing one individual window. That could
yeah.
be the.
Let me know if it changes for you.
Oh, now I got it. I see your screen. Yeah, it looks good.
Okay.
Looks good.
All right. So yeah. So I gave a signal out last night for, I think it was maybe like midnight, Pacific time, Pacific Standard Time. I was kind of just let's see. And tell me if there's a lag too, because for me, it's been kind of a little laggy.
It looks fine to me so far. It looks pretty good. The quality is pretty high.
Okay, cool. All right, so trying to see where we entered this short. Let me. I think I'm on the Gemini exchange,
Oh,
and
okay.
that was that was giving me troubles last night too because it wasn't really populating the actual price. So Uni, we'll just go. Coinbase is pretty popular, so yeah, man, I'm just trying to look for the most indicative, the most clearest looking chart to enter scalps because I feel like it's scalp season for a lot of us. It's hard to
Yeah.
really know what's going. You know, you have that weekly bearish div on a lot of coins, so at some point that's going to play out, even if the price goes up and down a little bit in between. So let me see here. I think we entered our short here, and let me kind of move my that out of the way. So,
Mm.
what was it like? No, it was actually here. It was around this time. Yeah, we entered short right about here.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just mainly for a scalp. So I
Right.
closed that whole position. It pretty much the profits came in within the first hour, and then I took some profits
Hmm.
right around here, and then I kind of closed majority of it here. But looking at the 15 minute, when I did short that, I was also seeing a bearish div right here. You can all of you can see that. So it was just to scalp something small, and I haven't been able to give a lot of TA in the last recent days. I've been trying to do as much as I can. I've been busy with some other side
Mm.
projects going on. So I gave what I can when I found it, and I saw this bearish div on the 15 minute. Also saw it here on the 5 minute, and it started like increasingly look better as time went on. As you can see, the money flow started to come down with it, and then we got a little bull div. So I think when I seen this bull div, I just pretty much closed everything around here.
Mm.
And it still went down. As you waited it out, it still went down. Could have caught some more profits. I didn't use the biggest leverage on this trade because it was a scalp. So when I'm scalping, I usually use a lower margin and lower leverage or a combination of both. So
Yeah, well, it is. It's an altcoin. It's more volatile.
yeah,
It's way more volatile than Bitcoin. I mean, what if you want to draw? What was that move down from that blood diamond there? I'm just curious if you want to take
yeah,
the.
yeah. Like the measured.
Yeah, I'm just curious. That's got to be like at least a few percent, I would think. Like that ain't a
I
small
mean, from
move.
the top,
From like the blood diamond, from the
yeah. We'll just do from my entry, which is pretty
yeah,
much
yeah,
right there. To here was
yeah,
about two
percent.
hours, and it was about a 1.5% move.
Yeah, that's a
1 point.
big compared to the way Bitcoin typically moves. That's
Yeah.
significant. Yeah.
So yeah, this bull div on the 5 minute right here that you see is why I just closed the whole thing because as we all know, like that 5 minute bull div could have just brought us right back, which it did eventually, right back to the tops. And so
Right.
I was on 17x leverage, and that pretty much the first take profits was around. I posted in the Discord, so it was a 1% move at the time, so it was 17% I made, and then I closed the whole thing right around here on the bull div, which was like about a little more than 21%. It was nothing huge, but it was a good little scalp. It took about an hour and a half to catch that little one, and I hope some of you caught it. I know a few people that were able to join that call.
Nice.
So yeah, it was late in the middle of the night, so it was good for our Europe side of the world because they're up at that time, or the late night owls like myself. So
Yeah.
we did good on that Uniswap. But yeah, man. So I was kind of listening to you, um, you know, on my cell phone as talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I was kind of listening as I was trying to get everything going here
Mm.
on my computer. I had some router changes, so I got two
Yeah.
Wi-Fi's on at the moment, and then at the same time I had the update scheduled for today. Um, but yeah, so I closed that out, and I also posted in the Discord that we can probably re-enter the same short position. Maybe we can catch a better entry. It looks like we could have, but I kind of missed it. Uh, I don't know how that just got up there, but
Yeah, sometimes yeah, true.
yeah. So yeah, this would have been the re-entry had I seen it, have I been prepared for it. But this is kind of what I was waiting for it to happen. That I was waiting for it, the price to come back, double top, or maybe even bearishly diverge again, which would have maybe brought us a little higher. So
Mm,
I was looking to try to short it here, or if it went higher, I had 640 in mind, which would have been pretty much right here.
mm, okay.
So that would have been a nice bear dip to re-enter short. And I've been really busy, Evan. So I missed it, but I did put in the Discord like, hey guys, if it's a good time to exit the short, which we did,
Yeah.
and if we're able to catch another bear div on another like medium time frame, and this is considered low actually. Still, 30 minutes is not. It's still a low time frame, but yeah. So here we are. This would have been the short entry. I would have re-entered again, and we would have caught a nice one, which would have been which pretty much would have been like a 2.5% move.
Yeah, it's
And
a so
then,
yeah. I mean that's
yeah.
yeah, that's a move.
So yeah, you can still make money off that on some leverage, 100%. So so I'm catching this right now. So we might have a nice trigger wave with the 1 hour VWAP coming up.
Yeah,
VWAP's coming up. RSIs are mildly gapped, but they're both aiming in the upward
yeah.
trajectory. So this might be maybe we can signal a scalp long here.
That could
Just for
be, yeah, that could be a
yeah,
scalp long. I mean, you do have the 2 hour confirmed bearish div, but that's
yeah,
more
but
for a
this
day short or more
yeah
longer. Yeah.
yeah, and on top of that, a lot of the momentum already played out. So we're already two
Yeah.
hour looks like it's already getting close to the zero line. So I don't know. We'll just keep going down the time frames, right? Because that's how you look for trades. So you want to look at your surrounding time frames, especially for scalps. You just want to pretty much look at your scalpable time frames. You're not trying to scalp on the daily. I mean, it could back you up. It could give you a nice backup. But you're not making scalp moves off of a daily time frame. So
Yeah, monthly. Doing some
um,
scalps on the monthly, man. No, no.
so yeah, let's scalp the monthly. So which
Yeah.
looks like a pretty nice probably bottom. Uh,
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean I mean the weekly look if you look at like the trigger wave forming and the gap to our size, the weekly looks like it kind of wants to come down a little bit more.
yeah. Look at
Um
VWAP aiming down.
yeah, but it easily could have bottomed out. I mean, it easily could have bottomed out Uniswap.
Yeah.
I mean, if it does go lower, I don't think it's going to go that much lower, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty much yeah. If you look at the pretty much the whole macro candles on this 2 week, you're pretty much close to bottoming out because without counting this, and this is Coinbase, so
yeah.
without counting this doji looking candle, it's the first month candle.
Yeah, yeah.
This would pretty much be your baseline. Let me draw a horizontal line for everyone. Pretty much, yeah, that's a pretty much pretty nice rounded, probably long position if you're trying to swing this or even do a spot trade, and you don't have to have any leverage. But that would have been a pretty nice entry, which would have
Yeah, there's
been
that's a technique a lot of people have been talking about. Like you could do kind of a swing instead of stop loss, like below that yellow line, kind
yeah,
of. And then if you do get stopped out of me, you could obviously look to re-enter later on.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's
Um,
gonna take a while to play out, obviously, but I mean that could take months before.
Oh yeah, it could be another year. This
Yeah.
is 2 weeks. So yeah, definitely months. Um, yeah, man. So that's my Uniswap little scalp that I was playing with the VIP members. Caught that. If you were up, we caught a nice little scalp on that. Um, I haven't. Oh, so we're looking at the 1 hour for a possible long, right? So I like the way this VWAP's coming up. The
Yeah.
art guys are kind of conjoining again. They're not the closest, but
That does,
uh,
it looks not bad. I mean, that does look for short term. I don't have a problem with that. That looks like short term looks
yeah,
pretty good.
yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at, and I like to have a combination of not just market cipher indicators, but if you follow me long enough, I've been on your Discord since April, so
Yep.
I like to use a combination of market cipher B. Market cipher A indicators are good sometimes. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
I definitely hold less value in these blue triangles. Probably my least favorite market cipher A indicator. Um, but
Yeah,
definitely I
I
like
learned
to
that
use.
the hard way, man. I've gotten sliced up with those blue triangles.
Oh, really? Yeah, I've never been a fan of the blue triangles because they're basically, I think, how CF says it. They're the maybe you can help me out here. What
They're
they
trend
are,
reversals, trend reversals.
right? And then so a lot of times with blue triangles, I'll definitely right after I'll see a downward
Yeah,
action like you see here, and then sometimes you kind of get the upward action. You got a combination of them
it
here,
could. Yeah,
a little reversal.
it could be a trend reversal where you're going up rather than a trend reversal where you're going down. Like it could be either or.
Yeah,
Sometimes they could be a little bit useful. I've gotten like made fun of for like giving them too much credence and getting sliced up with them. But
yeah.
what's interesting about them is for the first time ever, one is forming on the Bitcoin monthly, which is pretty interesting.
Uh, a blue triangle on the monthly Bitcoin.
Yeah, for the first time ever. Yeah,
Really, I'd like to take a
yeah,
look at that real quick.
yeah. If you
And
want
then
to take a, yeah, it's up to you. You could,
yeah, we'll just play around with some charts right now.
yeah.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I see
yeah,
it.
that's for even
Yeah,
if you went on a chart that has more data, like all the way from the beginning. That's the first time we've ever seen one on the monthly. Um,
yeah. So what am I? I'm on. Oh, this is Bybit, so definitely Coinbase.
if you went to like
That's
Coinbase or Bitstamp, you'd see more data. But yeah, or let's see, you gotta try to go like just USD and then hit the yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Coinbase. Yeah,
yeah,
um, and then yeah, that's the first time ever. But
yeah. I don't
I
see it anywhere else. You're
we
right.
could get a trigger wave too on that monthly.
Like a bear trigger right here.
Yeah, similar to if you look at similar to kind of 2019, the second half of 2019, or
Right here.
COVID. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
uh,
I see that. I see that. Definitely 2 week.
Nightshade was saying in the chat. So three super trend EMAs cross bullish prints. The blue triangle. Obviously during bearish action, it would be an overbought signal. Okay. Yeah, he's
Oh
talking
yeah.
about how it works. It has to do with EMAs. Yeah. How the blue triangle
Shout out to
works.
Nightshade. He's been part of the group for a while. I know he was with you for a while. He's been with me for a while too. So he's
Nightshade
had.
is yeah years since 2021 since kind of the beginning.
All right.
I gotta have Nightshade on the channel again. He's got
Yeah,
some good tea.
definitely.
Yeah,
I told Nightshade he could my next signal. I don't know if he got in on it though, but is he in the chat right now?
he's watching.
Uh,
Yeah, he's watching.
gotcha. I told him to a high leverage trade, and if he loses the trade, I'll cover his loss. So I don't know if he got in on that Uniswap short.
100x
Uh,
leverage.
I told him 50. I don't know. I think I told him like 50 to 100. You can pick.
Oh man, oh
Something like
man,
that.
that's
It was a
dangerous
couple.
for all coins. That's freaking dangerously high.
Yeah. I told him I'd cover it if he lost the trade, but he shouldn't have lost if he entered. So uh, that's between me and him. He's been a longtime friend of mine too. So
Yeah,
uh, maybe he'll tell me if he did or not. Nightshade in the chat. Let me know if you
yeah.
ever
He said
got
he
it.
thought you were joking. We thought you were. Joking with them.
No, I don't know. No, I mean I don't. I wasn't joking, but
Uh,
yeah.
yeah,
Anyway,
for
so
people watching, it's usually not a good idea to go 50x leverage on any
no,
altcoin.
you don't ever really see me use that leverage.
Yeah.
Nightshade knows that too. It's if I do, it's house money, and it's usually not a lot, but
Yeah.
I'll play with it sometimes. Very rarely though, you'll ever see me.
It just
Very
depends
rarely.
where your stop loss is, but a lot of times when you're like if you have a stop loss, like if you're going 50x leverage, you need a stop loss within what is it within 2%, right? To
Yeah,
avoid
less.
liquidity.
Obviously, yeah,
1.5%, yeah.
obviously you probably want it like less than 1%. So if you
Yeah.
got a really good entry, because they have a buffer on that on their liquidation prices. So
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they try to get you.
yeah, so most people that follow me or trading with me know that for a long time, I would use like 12x max leverage for a long time. I usually put more margin on when I'm on that, but lately I've been averaging like 15x to 25x is kind of a lot of leverage for me to use,
Yeah.
but I have used it recently 25, 30x leverage. But I'm not putting the whole account at risk ever for anything like that.
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's all about
um,
risk management. Yeah.
definitely risk management is probably the most important thing.
What
Other than that, I've been looking at it. I know you got to probably go. I think you were trying to close the stream.
I got a few more minutes. If you want to stay on another 10 minutes or so, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah,
It's
you
interesting.
let me know whenever you want to close. We could
Yeah.
always do it again. I'll make sure that my any updates I have uh, will not be the day of a stream. I'm not much of a streamer, so I don't have all the streaming device. I don't have the professional mic or the camera, so uh, I'm not a streamer, but I've been told that I need to be. So
Yeah, yeah,
I'll
it takes time. It's
I'll,
work.
yeah, I'll
Yeah.
keep it in mind for all the people that want to see me live more often. I went live last night. There was one guy in the Discord and in my private Instagram group. So we got to talk. We went on to talk charts, but we talked about psychology more. So uh,
Interesting. Yeah.
yeah, we went over the psyche of trading, which I think if you're ever going to teach someone about trading, I think that comes first. That should be the first area of conversation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Like Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, that book. Yeah.
Yeah, Mark Douglas is old school, but he's very that all everything he says still applies to today's trading.
Yeah, 100%, man. Is that a bull div on the hourly there on XRP or?
Yeah, I'm looking at XRP. Some of it already kind of played out. If we're looking at where it confirmed, it was pretty much this candle, which
Mm.
would have been that's hiking a she. Just so it would have been like 63.20.
Okay.
And the top of the candle, the wick would have been 63.40. And we're
Yeah.
pretty much at that price range right now. So yeah, I mean we keep going down.
Yeah, coulda. Yeah.
Keep going
Some
down the
money
time
flow.
frames.
Yeah.
I mean, let's look at the 2 hour. Yeah, we kind of got something like this going. This is a nice money flow curvature. This is like core basic strategy that CF talks about a lot. You want to see nice curvature like that. And I'm sure the 3 hour probably instead of has this, green, red, green right here, I'm sure it probably just has one green or it's about to print. This may be a nice
Yeah.
re-entry for a long. Uh, I talked about this in the Discord the other day when there was another person asking in the VIP Discord in the VIP general chat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget her name, but I think it was a girl. That's what I
Okay.
said her. But we're talking. She was talking about going long on XRP, and I told her, yeah, wait for the 5 minute to give you an entry. And again, people could see this posted in the VIP Discord.
Yeah, if you guys are interested, check it out. Link down
Yeah,
below.
it's a
Uh,
like I said earlier, it's a great community. You have Evan.
yeah,
Your main area is pretty much Bitcoin, Ethereum, the higher market cap coins,
yeah,
which is kind of why I tend to stay away from it. Because again, I don't want to repeat a lot of what you say, because me and you kind of think alike in terms of
yeah,
trading analysis. So it's wiser to try to find something else, somebody
yeah,
else.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we have it very. It's me, Crypto Bullzone right here, and then Lanicore, and then we got KMAC as well. So a lot of analysis. I mean, it could be overwhelming in the beginning. You got to kind of find who you like, the type of content, the type of stuff you like the most. I mean, I know Lanicore focuses. He's big on the meme stuff. A lot of like the smaller micro caps. KMAC does a lot of like the forex stuff, and then you're trying to
Right.
do like more of the mid cap altcoins stuff like that. And then I kind of focus a little bit mainly on like Bitcoin, Ethereum, just like normal like kind of big cap stuff. But yeah,
Yeah, which I think makes the Discord actually very valuable. It gives a very rounded, um,
yeah,
you know, uh, areas of TA and areas of signals. So I think it's great, man. I like your Discord. Um,
yeah,
so this was XRP. This was another one where I mean, if you look at the higher time frames, and they're not that high, we'll just go to like an 8 hour, where she was
let's
asking me
see.
if going long was wise, and I told her it looked good. Um, oh wow, here we are. I was like kind of lost. Uh, I mean, it looked good, but like when you're looking at the 6 hour, I mean, now we got a red bearish trigger right here.
Yeah, now it's not
When you
as
look at the
yeah,
6, 8 hour surrounding time frames, you had like a very macro, not macro, sorry, a very big anchor wave on the bear side. So I
mm,
was waiting for something like this to kind of happen. But in the shorter term, like the more shorter term, like the 2 hour, it looked good. She was asking about longing somewhere in one of these candles, and there's a bull div you can see right from here to here, which you could probably just put this
yeah, I
more
see
like
it.
that.
Yeah, yeah, that's a
Yeah,
nice bull div. Yeah,
that was a nice one. So to get in, I mean, you obviously don't want to get in on the wick because you don't know what happens. You kind of want to wait for confirmation.
yeah,
So like you can see this on the wave right here, or it's clipping, but it never confirmed a green dot. So a lot of people might have got excited right here, but it never confirmed. It actually went down lower. So had you longed around 61, just say right here, 61, 71,
mm,
um,
right.
and where this was kind of clipping right here, that still would have qualified for probably a bull div or a double bottom. It would have been pretty close, somewhere around that candle. It looked like it would have qualified for a bull div, but it never
Yeah, it
confirmed.
was.
It
Yeah,
actually went down more, and probably most people would have probably got stopped out on this wick here.
yeah,
Uh, so excuse me, but yeah. So this is an area where I was talking about long XRP, and I missed my own signal, man. But I know a couple people, other people in the Discord and in my private Instagram group, were able to catch it right around 61 cents. It was, you know, and most
yeah.
people got
No, it looks pretty net. And
after
then
this
yeah,
after this candle, yeah. So a lot of people got in right here. I told them wait for a 5 minute confirmation in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, somewhere around those lines
oh,
for a
oh,
low
you're
time
trying to
frame.
yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you're
So
saying. Yeah,
yeah, we'll highlight that. And then so it was perfect because the 5 minute, so the 2 hour gave that bull div, the 3 hour gave that bull div, and so this is where the 2 hour gave the bull div, or somewhere around here, right? This
yeah,
wick. So here is the 5 minute. I said, wait for the 5 minute to give a confirmation for entry. So this was that confirmation. Money flow was aiming up. You had some bull divs here. So if you would have got in on this one, which would have been here, or you would have gone in on the next one, which pretty much is the same area, anywhere in this general area would have been a nice entry for, for most people. Because when you get a 4 hour bull div,
Mm,
which we did here, right? Because the two
right.
hour gave it so that's what I was playing off of. So even though you get this bull dip on the 4 hour and the 2 hour and those time frames could need days to play out, which it pretty much did. This was on August 7th, and then you kind of caught the top on two
Yeah.
days later, August 9th. So even though I tell a lot of people it's good to be patient, even though our 5 minute time frame here was our entry, you know, this was pretty much our entry. Um, and then you got some bear divs on the 5 minutes. So a lot of people might have started taking their profits on these 5 minute bear divs. But when you got 2, 3, 4, 6 hour bull divs, then you want to wait for those to play out. So the
Yeah.
5 minute might be bearishly diverging and people want to take their profits and close it all here. Just remember that those hourly time frames had bull dips. So those will need a day or two to play out. And so had you waited another 24, 48 hours, you would have pretty much caught a much better price, at least 64 cents or something. So that's kind of what I've been looking at, man. To XRP, Uniswap, Litecoin, those kind of medium
Yeah.
cap coins, and let's see what that move was for because I missed my own signal. So at least we'll say kind of towards the
Oh,
bottom
that's
and
a
kind of
lot. Wow,
that's a
70%.
7.5% move. So
Jeez, yeah. The
if you're on
XRP
just
is volatile, man. Yeah.
yeah, it is. Yeah, I with that one I'll stay like around 15x, 20x max is probably
Yeah.
kind of where I'd be at. So had you got in here and just say, even got out around here before this last jump, that's a
Yeah.
5% move.
It's a
On
lot, yeah.
20x, that's 100%.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
as you caught the top, that's 8%. So on 20x, was that? That's 160% move as far as
Yeah. Yeah, something like that, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, man. So I mean, that's kind of what I've been looking at. I haven't been that active in the Discord, but I kind of finished up a lot of side business,
Right.
so
Cool.
I'd definitely be more active in the in between now and whenever I get busy again. But
Yeah, yeah, totally, man. That's a lot of good analysis right there. I liked how I mean, that's a good technique. Look for bearish divs on like lower time frames, like the 5 minute or whatever, as
yeah,
places to potentially look to take profits, and then also look for the momentum waves to be kind of crossing close to the zero line is also a place for the
yeah,
move to be done. Those were two things that even I kind of learned a little bit from this analysis right here. So
cool, yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Anything else you've been looking at lately, man?
No, I mean once we hang up here, I'm gonna go back onto the charts and see what I can find. It's funny, I see
Nice.
the ex-wife's name, Stella. Now everyone knows my ex-wife's name now. But
Well,
it was the only thing that was working. I didn't know that was gonna pop up. But, yeah, as far as anything else that I was looking at, XRP and Uniswap were kind of like some good gimme trades. Uh, just kind of going Solana. I'll probably take a look at Solana next. We're on the hourly here. We might be topping out temporarily.
mm,
I would look for. I would probably look for this. Uh, See the 2 hour. You could almost say uh, this is a top. This is a top. This is a top.
yeah, triple
Not a, it's
top,
not a,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, triple top. They're not at the same exact prices, but with money flow kind of aiming up, conjoined
mm,
RSI. I wouldn't be surprised that this momentum comes up a little higher, and then we get a better bearish div. Sorry guys about that.
Yeah,
And that
yeah.
bearish div would probably be these tops. You know,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I
Because
would I
that's
would start looking if we do reach here. This would probably be a good short area because I'm sure you'll probably get some bear divs if it
yeah.
does reach that. So if we're looking at Solana, if we get to 25.40, 25.50, I would start looking at a good short setup at those prices. Um, so just, I mean, just scanning in just so you guys can see how I think uh,
Mm,
at the moment. That's kind of what I'll start going over. So I wouldn't short it just yet, but I would keep in mind of what I just showed you there. If you want a short, you could probably scalp, scalp a short. If you look at these forward
maybe.
time,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. But I'd stay away from shorting it at the very moment.
yeah. I
I've
think.
noticed
Yeah.
most of my success in trading has been usually less trades and higher probability ones. So, I mean, not to say because a lot of people, I think, who are new or trying to make as much money as they can in trading, feel like they need to be in a trade all the time, multiple trades all the time, and a lot of people feel like the more trades I do,
Yeah.
the faster I can get rich, and you know, you really want to judge yourself over months, at least
Right.
months. See how you do over 3 months, 6 months, and a lot of times you'll notice, man, if I would have just cut my trades in half, I would have been at more profit. So
Yeah, 100%. It's all a patience game. It's all discipline. That's really the most
yeah,
important thing with it because you're kind of just waiting for those right times. So,
yeah.
100%,
So
man.
yeah. So I mean, last thing, and then I know you're gonna close it up here, but
Yeah.
uh, man, totally went blank. I totally forgot what I was about to say. Hmm.
Join the Discord, guys. Link down below.
Yeah, join the Discord, and it's a great group of guys. KMac is our one that's more of a forex trader. He's got a lot of valuable stuff. Lanacor is really great on those micro uh, Pepe, Gala, type trades. He's done really well on those. And then you got me and Evan who will. I always do some random live streams like I did last night. So you
Yep.
can catch me live sometimes if you're up. And sometimes Lanacor hops in. I have yet to have you on my live stream, Evan, but we're kind of different time zones.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's a little bit, a little bit. I don't stay up that late. What time Pacific? What time Eastern were you doing it last night? What time Eastern was it, or what
oh,
time?
Eastern, I basically went on like midnight, my time.
Pacific.
So that
Okay,
was
so
like
3 a.m.
yeah, yeah, that
Yeah, I'm usually not up at 3.
sometimes I'll go on. Usually, what's early for me would be like 6 p.m. my time, which would be like 9 for you.
Yeah,
Sometimes 7 p.m. But I know you're a busy guy. You stream a lot. You're always on
yeah. I'll
other.
try to stop by. Yeah, we'll try to maybe meet you and Landacore talking to everybody. That'd be cool at some point. But yeah,
Yeah, but I know we're gonna schedule another one of these with Lanacore
yeah.
and
We'll
Kate.
try to do something next week or the week after. Try to get K-Mac on too. So yeah,
Yeah,
totally, man.
yeah. You let me know, and I'll keep my eye out for that next one. And sorry guys for the delay today. I would have been on a lot sooner. Or just had some things I didn't expect happen. Technical difficulties, but
Yeah, yeah. It
so
happens. It happens, man.
yeah. Well,
But
at least you got me for a little bit. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, man, I will see you when I close out the stream. So appreciate you
Yeah,
guys, everybody watching. This is Crypto Bull Zone again. He's in a lot of good analysis and trades in the Aldo Empire Discord. Link down below. So check it out, guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel as well. Have a good one, guys. We're gonna head out now. Bye.